She was one of the most successful songwriters of the 20th century, writing or co-writing an astonishing 118 hits on the Billboard 100. Now the musical based on the life and career of Carole King is coming to the stage at Players by the Sea. It opens January 19th. I'm joined now by Kailey Anderson, who plays Carole King in this Tony Award-winning show. Welcome, Kailey.
Hi, thanks for having me.
And Phedre Delinois, production assistant for Beautiful, the Carole King musical.
Good morning.
Good
So
morning.
excited.
Thank you for being here. Kailey Anderson, it's no small task to be asked to portray a musical legend of Carole King's caliber. How do you approach this role and her music, and how do you prepare for performances?
Well, the first thing that I do, obviously, is just begin reading and listening to everything before I started the rehearsal process. I just delved into the music, and it was the only thing I have listened to for the last 2.5 months, and really getting familiar with her tone and her sound. And then from there, I went and I read her memoir, which was really useful, Natural Woman, and really getting to understand her point of view, as well as different biographers' writings and interviews. And then also the physicalization, learning how to play piano like her, leaning in. The piano is really an extension of her body. It becomes just a part of her, and just learning how to tap into that has been such an amazing experience. Yeah.
And I don't want to be ageist, but you're about a minute old. Did you know Carole King much before you got into this role?
Well, I knew a few of her classic songs. I mean, I knew So Far Away and It's Too Late, but I didn't know Tapestry and the scope of how big that album was. It actually held a majority of records for almost a decade, until Thriller by Michael Jackson was released. I mean, it really was a mammoth of an album. And it was a journey to rediscover all of her albums, even outside of Tapestry too. Just her catalog that she wrote with Jerry Goffin. That some songs you don't even realize were written by her.
Her husband, right?
Her husband, yes, they were married for 10 years.
Do you come with like the full skill set there? Like, you mean you're an actress, you obviously can sing, but did you also play piano?
I know how to play basic piano, but I definitely had to learn. And so our music director, Anthony, actually, I watch him in rehearsals when he plays music for us, and I stand next to him and I just go, I'm going to just watch your hands for the next 10 minutes so then I can really learn. And then he marks me and moves my hands when I'm on stage, like we were working on even yesterday, and making sure that it really looks realistic. Yeah. So
Phedre Delinois, this show runs through February, which I think really speaks to its broad appeal. Why did Players by the Sea choose to do this production, and what kind of reaction do you anticipate audiences will have? This was a big success on Broadway.
Yes, it's a tremendous project. The idea for this season is to start with a strong musical, have many different interesting shows to display through the year, and then end with a really strong musical. So we start with Beautiful, the Carole King story, and then we move into Trouble in Mind. We have Tarzan, a big musical in the summer, Jekyll and Hyde, The Revolutionist, and then we close with Summer, the Donna Summer musical. So,
and I don't want to get too off topic, but I did see the Revolutionists, a performance that was here in at Flagler College, and it really is an extraordinary, cool retelling of like the intermingling history of four really important women.
So this year we put a lot of focus on telling some unique stories that the community at large really needs to see. So we have been getting tremendous enthusiasm across the season, especially for our Carole King musical, because you get so much immediate recognizability from it. And we have an amazing cast of volunteers that are bringing this project to life. And it's amazing. It's going to be a truly my favorite project so far.
Kailey, I want to ask you about that. Does it make it easier or harder to perform for an audience composed of ready-made Carole King fans?
I definitely am conscious of how much people love her, because I have become a Carole King super fan. And I think the best thing that I can do, knowing this, that the audience is coming in with a preconceived notion of how she sounds, is just honoring her and leading with honor, and trusting the fact that her music will carry me, because it just speaks to so many people across so many ages, and just trusting her music communicates the story and how much people love her, and how much she loves them in return.
Is it the kind of music that you have to approach with an eye towards being really faithful to the sound of the original recording because people are so familiar with it?
I definitely walk a line between I want to honor Carole King's sound and her compositions in some way, but the musical also has that musical theater Broadway element that we have to honor as well. That there is an entertainment factor that's even larger than just Carole and her piano, even though it's so strong. There is like a larger story that we're telling, and so. Just walking that balance between, I'm going to give my best performance as Carole King, my interpretation at this point in my life from this point of view, and then allowing the show to support me while also understanding that I'm going to hopefully try to channel Carole King's energy as I go out there and perform for 2.5 hours.
What are the songs that people will know when they hear them that are in the show?
I mean, obviously, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman.
Mm-hmm.
It's Too Late, So Far Away, Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow? And then some of her other ones she wrote with Jerry Goffin, like One Fine Day, Some Kind of Wonderful, Up on the Roof. And
Up on the Roof is my favorite.
Mm-hmm. And what are some other ones, Phedre, that we love?
I mean, a lot of her songs were covered by other people that maybe we didn't know she wrote them.
Yeah, like one of the biggest numbers in the show that I think people are surprised to find is Locomotion is really really a big song, a big moment in the show. And again, that's my favorite dance number. So we have a favorite vocal number, favorite dance number.
And tell us about the volunteer aspect of this program. I was surprised to learn that so many people are really, maybe all the people involved are volunteering.
All of the support is volunteer support. So we have our amazing cast of very talented singers, dancers, and performers that volunteer themselves. We have set designers and prop builders who volunteer their time, costumers and musical directors. What gives these performances such a real connection is that it's a real community of people coming together to put on this amazing production. So we're very, very, very lucky to have our volunteers.
Well, I feel lucky to have you both here today. Kailey Anderson, Phedre Delinois, both with the musical Beautiful, the Carole King musical at Players by the Sea. Thanks so much for being here.
Awesome. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.